So many reactions have dominated the public space regarding the travails of the suspended acting chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, that's Ibrahim Magu, who is currently being probed over allegations of corrupt practices. Several questions are being raised, the most pertinent of which is, why has it taken so long for the presidency to move against Magu, despite damning reports on him by the DSS? Now, recall also that on the strength of these unfavorable reports on the embattled EFCC boss, the immediate past and the current National Assembly had declined to confirm Magu's appointment as substantive EFCC chairman. Aside from throwing a big question mark on the nation's anti-corruption fight, there are also insinuations that Magu's travails may be politically motivated. While some Nigerians think he should get more reprieve considering his achievements in office, especially his role in the recovery of stolen public funds, Searchlight this afternoon will be looking at travails of Ibrahim Magu and Nigeria's war against corruption.
The Office of Lands and the
While we await our guest, that's Mr. Theophilus Okono, for a social commentator. I will open the phone lines right now for me to hear whatever you have to say on this issue, the issue of Ibrahim Magu, the embattled EFCC boss. What do you think is happening? So if you want to call into the program is Searchlight, coming live to you from Oluyole 98.5 FM. If you want to call, the number to call is 0805 500 9850. That's 0805 500 9850. Let's hear from you. What do you think about the travails of Ibrahim Magu? Now, the allegations leveled against him are: one, discrepancies in the reconciliation records of the EFCC and the Federal Ministry of Finance on recovered funds. Number two, insubordination to the office of the Attorney General of the Federation. Also, disobedience to court orders. And lastly, empowering a cabal of EFCC investigators tagged Magu Boys. So let's hear what your take is. The number to call is 0805 500 9850. That is 0805 500 9850. We're discussing the travails of Ibrahim Magu and Nigeria's war against corruption. Thus, does this discredit the whole war of this administration against corruption? Is it a sign that the war against corruption hasn't been solid enough if the poster boy is not exactly above board? Let's know what you think. Okay. Now I have a call. Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Hello, good afternoon.
Hello.
Good afternoon, I can hear you. Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. What's your name and where are you calling us from, please?
This is Ben. I'm calling from Dubai.
Okay, go ahead, please. Your contribution.
I think this government has been a kangaroo,
Okay.
and of course, this government has been a kangaroo.
I heard you.
Now, all of the things that they were doing, Nigerians are beginning to see it now. I'm not a politician, and
Okay.
I would be happy if you take my comment as a very plain person.
Okay.
Now, how would you say you are fighting corruption and the person you are putting in charge of corruption is the most corrupt person? As it were. That's wrong. And I think also our leader is not sincere. If he's sincere, then we should get people who are sincere to work with. Nigeria, we have a long way to go.
Okay.
That is all I need to say.
Thank you very much for that. Yeah, thanks for being a part of the program. So, Professor Femi Odekunle, a member of PACAC, or PASAS, as it's called, PACAC, he said, and I quote, the alleged originating Malami memo up to the current arrest seems an outcome of power play by power blocks in the corridors of power, in which Malami appears to be an arrowhead that is not really interested in or in support of Buhari's anti-corruption fight. That's Professor Femi Odekunle there, saying the alleged originating Malami memo up to the current arrest seems an outcome of power play by power blocks in the corridors of power. What do you think? Is this power play in the power blocks in the corridors of power? Do you agree with him or disagree? If you want to contribute, if you want to call us, the number to call is 0805 500 9850. The program is Searchlight, coming live to you from Oluyole 98.5 FM. And of course, I am Deji Owutomi. We are with your call. Well, while we're still awaiting our guest, Mr. Theophilus Okonofa, a social commentator, I want to hear from you, the people at home. Let's hear what you think about the issue of Ibrahim Magu, the embattled boss of EFCC. Of course, he's been suspended and somebody else has been announced in his place. What do you think about this issue? Is it merely political power play, or is he really, indeed, in your opinion, not above board? Is he been involved in sharp practices? Is he a corrupt man? Of course, a corrupt man cannot lead a crusade against corruption. An anti-corruption czar cannot be said to be corrupt. Of course, past bosses of the EFCC have always left the office embroiled in one scandal or the other. What do you think is the reason for this? We have a call. Hello. Oh, okay, we lost that. So yeah, the first man, the Obasanjo boy, his name is somewhere now, Farida Waziri, and now Ibrahim Magu. And in some way they left the place on, yes, Nuhu Ribadu, of course. Nuhu Ribadu, Farida Waziri, and now Ibrahim Magu. In some way they left the position unceremoniously. There's always been one allegation over the other. What do you think is responsible for this? But now let's go on a commercial break. We will be right back.
Are you are aware that you can now obtain your certificate of occupancy in just 60 days under the Oyo State Homeowners Charter Scheme, OYHOC. Just buy the OYHOC recharge card for 6,000 naira only from the Office of Lands and the local government, LCDA, or at the Secretariat, Agodi. Register your application by following instructions on the back of the recharge card, as the PIN number on the recharge card is the application number, and only applications with a vital PIN will be processed. The good news is that CFO processing fee for various types of properties are affordable and can be paid instrumentally. Not only that, your CFO can be used for bank loan or any financial transaction. It is now digitalized, so information on it can be accessed anytime, anywhere in the world. Hurry up! This offer is only available to the 31st of December 2020. For further inquiries, call 0700-696-52637.
Welcome back to the program. Thanks for staying tuned. The program is Searchlight, coming live to you from Oluyole 98.5 FM. Of course, we're discussing the embattled EFCC boss, now suspended and said to be in detention, Ibrahim Magu. And we want to hear from you, the listener. The number to call is 0805 500 9850. 0805 500 9850. Let's hear what you think about the travels of Ibrahim Magu. Do you think the head of the EFCC should rather be selected from impeccable names in the judiciary rather than the police as a way of avoiding these ugly situations? Sounds like a good thought. Well, let's hear what you think. The number to call is 0805 500 9850.
Hello, my name is Oluyole. I'm calling from Udwana. Yeah, aside from Nuri Badu, who was the only one committed and dedicated to the task given to him, all others have not been seen much from them, even though Nuri Badu was also ridiculed out. But I want to say all others have been put there because they have one skeleton or the other, which the government that appointed them kept for them. So anytime they now go beyond their needs, go against their interest, they will scoop out those skeletons and use it as a weapon to get them out. That's my opinion. So my opinion is agreeable to that of Professor Odekunle. They deliberately put somebody who has gotten one skeleton or the other here, so that anytime they will keep the skeleton for him. Anytime he now goes against their interest, they will scoop it out and use it as a weapon to throw them out. And that has what has been happening from Lamode to Magu. Again, beg your pardon. Magu is like you put somebody who is not totally above board there. He also has some skeleton in his cupboard, and they have now scoop out the skeleton and use it against him. I wouldn't say totally or finally, without finality that it is corrupt until the case is investigated and is proved to be corrupt.
Okay, thank you very much for your contribution.
You're welcome.
Yes, thank you for that. Well, if you want to call and you want us to hear what you think about the case of Ibrahim Magu, the embattled EFCC boss, the number to call is 0805 500 9850. 0805 500 9850. We want to hear from you. This is Searchlight, coming live to you from Oluyole 98.5 FM. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, welcome to the program. This is Searchlight.
Is that Space FM?
Yes. No, Oluyole FM. Searchlight.
Oh, Oluyole FM, yeah. I'm Obafemi, Mr. Obafemi from Apata.
Okay, Mr. Obafemi. Welcome
to the program. In case of Mr. Magu's case, you know, for the first time, the president recommend him to be the EFCC boss and not acting. The House refused to nominate him because they said that he has one or two things under his he has a skeleton in his cupboard. But we are all saying because the Nigerian this thing, that's the reason why they don't want to
confirm him.
But now, the man is.
Oh, sorry, we lost that. Please call us back. Please call us back. We want to hear from you. The program is Searchlight, coming live to you from Oluyole 98.5 FM, Ibadan. Hello.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
This is Searchlight, Oluyole FM. Go ahead, please.
That's right. Ola is my name.
Okay, calling us from where?
Baba Substance from if I live in London.
Okay.
About my boss case.
Yes, sir.
I don't know Why is the case of EFCC boss? When they finish in a very good way and in a very good manner way, and in a very reasonable way, but they don't finish in a very in the way we want them to finish. That of Magu, they carry the information to the house by that time. The house rejected, but still, President still adamant to what the house was saying by that time, and he leaves him there as an acting chairman of that EFCC.
So one will wonder that why is he...
Maybe Magu has offended the party in power now. The way it was very, very ridiculous. With personal information, very, very ridiculous. They should have written it to appear before them than to arrest him on the way. Not inviting him. It's very ridiculous. There's something behind it. Not that I'm not defending Magu.
Okay.
Not that we are saying Magu is a good man or is not a good man or has not committed you or has committed you. But the way he was arrested is very ridiculous.
All right. Thank you very much for your contribution. You're still on to Searchlight, coming live to you from Oluyole 98.5 FM. The number to call is 080 500 9850, and we're discussing the travails of Ibrahim Magu and Nigeria's war against corruption. Please call us. And on the Punch newspaper today, there was a headline that says, "Panel probes Magu over alleged ownership of Dubai properties." That's a very funny one. Everybody seems to be accused of having stuff in Dubai. Well, time will tell if this is authentic or not. Well, that's what has been reported in the Punch newspaper today, July the 9th. Let's hear what you think about the travails of Ibrahim Magu and Nigeria's war against corruption. The number to call is 0805 500 9850. The program is Searchlight, and you're listening to Oluyole 98.5 FM. We're still awaiting our guest, Mr. Theophilus Okono, for a social commentator. Hello? 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 Yeah, good afternoon.
Good afternoon,
sir.
Yeah, welcome to Searchlight. What's your name and where are you calling us from? Okay, go ahead. Let's hear what you think.
Once the rank side is not putting the right in the rank hole, that is what is going to take place.
Okay.
The only thing we need,
Go ahead, please.
the only thing we need in this country is to have God to give us righteous leader.
Okay.
That is my contribution.
All right. Thank you very much. So Magu faces fresh allegations. Magu was alleged to have sold off or mysteriously released about 157 oil tankers without following due process. The vehicles were alleged to have been seized by the Port Harcourt Zonal Office of the EFCC. New allegations keep coming up. We have a call. Let's take this. Hello? Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Good afternoon.
Yeah. Am I on Oluyole?
Yes, you are. Good afternoon.
Thank you. This is Tunde Osuma.
All right. Go ahead, please.
Ibadan.
All right, go ahead, please.
On the issue of Magu, it baffles everybody. How can a public officer sitting on such a sensitive chair be allowed to linger in office with all this massive allegation without anybody querying him for so long? So it gives us the opinion that something must have gone wrong.
Okay.
I mean, relationship between him and the power that be that want to ease him out now.
Yeah.
If they know that he has committed so much atrocity and he has not been arraigned before a competent court, that means the two parties have to be indicted by the Nigerian public, both the government and Magu himself. Why did they take so long to
so how would
delay
you,
in prosecuting?
so how
It
would
was
you,
too long. It
Yeah.
was too delayed. They should have taken him to court and try him. I think I don't buy this idea. Once somebody has committed this, and we have a institution in place to try. Why should that institution stay so long to allow him to have committed so much atrocity? This is a big question for the authority to answer.
Okay.
Thank you.
So wait, just a minute, please, if you have enough airtime. Are you with me?
Come again.
Okay. Yeah. So how would you rate the anti-corruption war of the present administration? In light of all of, how will you rate the anti-corruption war of the present administration in light of all of these happenings?
On the surface, I love it.
Okay.
But behind the scene, I think there's a lot of things.
Because we cannot argue that
what they are showing to us on the pages of newspaper and they are media, maybe NT or Radio Nigeria, that we are being bamboozled to believe that they are performing. But it's like there are a lot of hidden agenda behind it.
All right. Thank you very
much. So for now, I have to have sympathy with the opposing party that they are pursuing only the opponents, that they are not pursuing themselves. Now it's like Magu is eating on the members of the party. Maybe that is why they are now eating back on Magu.
Okay.
So Nigeria is a complex society. We have principle does not work. Nothing works in Nigeria when we are principle. People just take law into their hand, and they don't even take law into their hand. They take into their hand and establish might before we be downtrodden.
Thank you very much.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your contribution. Appreciate that.
Hello, good afternoon.
Yeah, Mr. Akunofo, welcome to the program.
Thank you very much. I'm grateful. Yeah. I'm sorry I couldn't join you. I was quite very busy in the place I am, and that's why I couldn't. Please accept my apology.
Okay, thank you for being a part of the program. So what do you think about the situation of Ibrahim Magu?
Well, I'd like to say very clearly that when this issue started about a week ago, my first conclusion was that Magu had actually proven the people right who felt like he was not actually capable for the job for which he said. I believe there are two very important capabilities or skills that are needed for any administrative role anywhere in the world. The first capability is capacity. That is, you know the job very well and can deliver on it. I do not think that is in doubt when it comes to Magu's capability on delivering on the job. Of course, there's this other part which has to do with character.